write about. Trying to figure out what it's all about. Existentialist. Am I worth anything or just discount? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
That was Great Sounds of Watts with Outside on WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven. Myself, Preston, with my partner in crime, Long Island raised, Elm City made, Mr. EZ BlueZ. And it's Monday, so you already know what time it is. We have the OG Blurred himself, supervillain to many, superhero to the ones that matter, the one, the only, the professor. Three grown men talking about pop culture because it's our therapy. Three nerds venting. A segment that we have here every Monday on WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven under Preston and EZ BlueZ. We just like to let people know that we do give out spoilers. So if we talk about a subject, and all three of us seen it, we will talk about it. And another rule before we get to the broadcast, these conversations are pre-recorded. So if we say something and if you catch it early or late, it is out of our control when these episodes are released. So do not get mad. Do not get disappointed. All we ask is for you to be entertained. Gentlemen, how are we doing today?
I'm fantastic. Are you not entertained? Anytime. I gotta say it, right? You know.
That's a perfect intro for Pokemon wrestling. I gave people a little weird topic for a syllabus or Pokemon wrestling for a local, not local, but an independent promotion called CMLL, and they had a little Pokemon A to Z. And I thought it was very interesting just to see the fighters interact with different anime versions of Pokemon, which I thought was pretty cool. Even if you like wrestling or not, I just want to know people's perception. Well, not people's, but our perception of it and our thoughts of what we've seen. I kind of liked it. I kind of like little weird stuff like that get us out of the reality that we're in. Gentlemen, anybody can take the baton first, so I can give my thoughts.
Well, see, I love it. I love kaiju wrestling, period. I think it's one of the best things out there. And, you know, I'm a huge wrestling fan. So that's like where my nerddom really started. But, you know, there are phenomenal professional wrestlers that you will never know wrestled as a kaiju. You know, and it's absolutely incredible, especially I think in particular female wrestlers, because it was tough to get a break initially. So in Japan, you would go and wrestle, you know, as a monster or something along those lines. And it's so cool, so fun to do. I love Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega has done so many crossovers with video games. It's ridiculous. I remember actually when the last time he came back, didn't the people who did Final Fantasy do his theme song?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's got a long history with video games, different stuff like that. If you guys have followed Xavier Woods at all, he's got a huge up, down. He's got a phenomenal show. It was much better before WWE took control of it. Whoops, sorry. Did I say that out loud?
Now continue, though.
You know, it's really, really interesting. And I love when they can cross over and be able to boost each other up. That's one of those things that, you know, I think artists should be doing more of. I'd love to see more different type of like collaborations and break free of those type of things. So yeah, that's my point of view and perspective on it.
Personally, I love it. I don't really follow the league too much, but I love it when multi platforms happen like this. If I said it right, if I said it wrong, please forgive me. But I love it when different companies work together to give the fans a different look on things. And I think it was really cool, especially with an iconic brand like Pokemon, to go into a Mexican league like that. And it's good to see people overseas enjoying the things that you love. That made me appreciate it 10 times more. So that's my thought on it. Even though I couldn't understand what they're saying because I don't speak Spanish.
You don't need to understand.
But I was thoroughly entertained by the professional wrestling.
As someone who's watched Japanese wrestling for as long as I've watched, you don't have to know what they're saying.
No, not at all.
I thought it was funny. It was interesting because I've never been a fan of Pokemon ever. I never liked it. And but it was entertaining to see the colors, and you could see it was properly represented. So I did like it. It reminded me of something that I thought, and you alluded to the Japanese wrestling, Easy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there was this video game I used to play on the Sega Saturn. Ironically, it was called Fire Wrestling, and you had like hundreds of characters and stuff, and you had like wild characters and stuff like Tiger Man and these other ones that like were
Starman.
like them as Starman. Remember Starman from that
Yep.
that in the NES one? I love
Mm-hmm.
Starman. That was my favorite character to use. But yeah, so I thought it was cool to see that. That and again, it was cool to have like the fusion and each the wrestlers were representing the
Yeah.
different Pokemon who I really don't know except for Pikachu. That's the only one that I know. And Charizard, I heard of that one before, but it was interesting. Again, I stopped watching wrestling after Macho Man.
Right.
That's
That
fair.
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah, that's how long ago it's been since I've actually like watched wrestling. I thought The Rock and Cold Stone Steve Austin was Stone Cold Steve Austin were like my Stone Cold was my favorite. He was
I
my
like I
favorite.
First of
like Cold
all,
Stone though. Cold Stone's
yeah,
great ice
because
cream.
because
Cold Stone
Cold
ice cream.
Love
Cold
Cold
Stone
Cold
Stone.
Steve,
Stone.
no, because
I'm
that was what
sorry.
Mike Tyson called him. Mike Tyson called him Cold Stone, and and it's stuck with me from that
Yeah.
before you had Santino destroying people's names, you had Mike Tyson going, "I want that Cold Stone Steve Austin."
Yeah, my bad. But yeah, so Stone Cold Steve Austin is what I loved him. He was dope. He was real dope. Um, so again, not being like a current fan of wrestling. I really I couldn't tell you who's wrestling right now.
Word.
I don't know any of the names, any of the characters or whatever, but I thought that this was a fresh, it was fun and fresh. Would I watch it? No, but it was. Thank you for introducing me to it. I have no interest in it, but I do like again. I do like when you can fuse and stuff like that, and use certain properties and stuff like that. I'd love to see like a Power Ranger wrestling league, or
That'd be
that
cool.
would be fun. So yeah,
They
that's
actually
my take.
have them. That some of because in the U.S. they've started to branch out a little bit more into the character aspect of it and the kaiju aspect that you see in Japan.
Hmm,
But they'll do it with pop culture figures. So you'll see like a Mario versus Luigi, or
that's
you'll
funny.
see yeah, and you'll hear like one of the wrestling moves will be like throw him into the ropes and jump over the guy, and he does the Mario jump, and you hear the boom.
That's hilarious.
So or you I've seen Scooby Doo versus Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh wow,
Yeah, Scooby Doo and Shaggy versus Jay and Silent Bob. I've seen that happen. A
that's
friend of mine
hilarious.
is a professional wrestler, and
Okay,
he
okay,
wrestles as Jack Sparrow sometimes for
that's
some of
pretty good.
the Comic Con place stuff. So yeah.
I saw which is hilarious. I saw this Michael Jackson impersonator that's a wrestler.
That
Mm-hmm.
was funny.
And
I saw that video.
you seen that? You seen that video?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did the moonwalk and
That is
everything.
yes, that is
Yeah.
so funny. I would oh my god, I would love to like watch that. I would watch that all day. That's hilarious. But yeah, no, I've always been a fan of that. The fusions between like
Mhm.
different like properties and stuff, different genres of stuff.
There's a fresh take
I
on
like
it.
that. Yeah.
One fresh take I would like to see. It may be weird, but I think it'll work. Anime and NBA.
Mm.
I strongly believe that'll work because anime is very popular now, especially with the 25 to 30 crowd. And I like to see NBA maybe tackle Demon Slayer, maybe tackle different other properties within that whole genre, which I think will probably sell. Some anime basketball jerseys will definitely be fire.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because the NBA actually did that with Marvel many, many, many years ago.
Hmm,
I actually used to, my little brother used to have the coolest Knicks shirt ever that we actually got at a game.
that's
And
cool.
it was like New York Knick guy acting like Spider-Man hanging from a building. Yeah, it was just dope. So
Yeah.
I love to see something like that. I'd love to see any type of kind of crossover branding would be dope to watch.
Oh, absolutely.
And there's a ton of like basketball and like
Mhm.
haiku is one of them, which
Yeah.
is actually pretty. I'm not into the sports ones, but
Mhm.
I do watch like my son likes on Blue Lock, the soccer one,
Right.
and I watched a bunch of episodes and that was fire.
Yeah.
But Haiku I heard is a good one. I see it on my Crunchyroll all the time.
Mhm.
There's several anime, and if they put that in there too, in addition to having like anime characters and stuff, like I would love to see Midoriya from My Hero Academia slam dunk on somebody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Right.
That would be pretty cool. That's a great
You
idea.
know.
Especially
Or
for kids too. It'll be great
Mm-hmm.
for kids.
and
Yeah,
then they
yeah.
could just bring back the Harlem Globetrotters cartoon, which was amazing.
Oh,
Yeah, you remember the
I
Harlem
remember
Globetrotters
it. I
cartoon
do. I do.
with the
I
one guy who
do.
turned into a basketball head,
Curly Neal. Yep.
Curly
Yep.
Neal.
Mm-hmm.
I would love that. That we should bring that back. Hashtag bring back Harlem Globetrotters cartoon.
That'd be dope.
I don't think it'll work today.
The Globetrotters are alive and well. They still making money.
They're still making money.
They're
Oh
still
yeah,
making a
they're
lot of
still
money.
I
they're
never
still out
seen.
there.
They
I
have a little
never.
person
They're
now.
just not advertised as like some of the
Yeah.
bigger, some of
Yeah.
the bigger properties, like the Big Three thing with Ice Cube. But the Harlem Globetrotters are still out there doing it.
Still beating the Washington
Oh
Sentinels.
yeah,
Still
they're
beating the daylight
nice.
out of them.
They're still like nice doing.
Yeah.
Please, they're still
They
dope.
got female members now. They
Yeah,
got
that
a
matter of
little
fact,
There's a
person
those two
now.
female
chicks,
league. I didn't
those
know
two
that.
chicks that are no, they're
Mhm.
like actually actively a part of their team. There's
That's
these two
crazy.
chicks as part of them. There's this one girl. I don't know her name, but she is one of the best dribblers I've ever seen.
Mhm.
She is nice with it, like
Okay.
seriously. But yeah, the Globetrotters are still out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Which leads to my
We gotta
next
get
topic.
we got to get Harlem Globetrotters jerseys. That's what it is. That's what's gonna. One day we'll all sit in the Harlem Globetrotter jerseys.
That'd be dope.
But speaking of underrated, which underrated fun childhood activity will 100% work in today's generation besides the Harlem Globetrotters? Professor, I'm gonna go with you.
Would work.
Yeah, would which underrated fun childhood activity will 100% work for today's generation, from your generation?
Playgrounds. I would
Playgrounds?
love playgrounds. I know they still exist,
Right.
but
But they're not the same.
I think that
They're not as crowded as they were before.
yeah, and I honestly think that would help our kids with like the social thing too. Like if because they've isolated like stuff in different, like you have like the Jordan's jump park or whatever, where you know do like on the trampolines, and then you have like the one that has like the ropes and stuff where you do the climbing and the rock wall or whatever, and then you have like the skate parks and stuff. Like they're kind of like separate, but if they had like this one place where all of that was together and everybody had a chance to like really get together and do stuff together, I think that would help with like kind of the social aspect of it. And I think less separation and more, unity. I think that would help. Not only that, but it would also help our kids stay away from social media so much and stuff. You're not really building relationships online. That's not really what's happening. Those aren't really your friends. Those are people that you interact with online. Our kids don't know how to make friends anymore.
Nope.
You know what I mean? And it's a struggle. It's a real struggle. They don't know how to, because my fear is having something like a playground being reintroduced and stuff like that. My fear is right now our kids don't know how to be kids anymore because of social media. Having something like a playground come back and be something that is essential and stuff like that, I think that would give our kids again an opportunity to really, really learn how to be social with each other, how to be friends with one another, how to learn empathy, stuff like that. So playgrounds are needed, I think. And I'm taking it not only from a parent point of view, but as a school teacher,
Right.
seeing how challenging it is for my kids, to be able to really interact with one another because they're so caught up in the social media world thinking that that's real and it's not.
Right.
That's my pick.
Nice.
Easy. I'm gonna go with you next.
All right. Well, here's the thing. I know everyone really loves the video game aspects of it. They love the VR thing. So I'm going to pitch it to y'all. Here's the thing. You like virtual reality. I'm pitching you actual reality where you go outside and you actually live your life. You breathe in fresh air. You breathe out fresh air. You drink from the hose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You go out at
All right,
10
all right.
o'clock.
Don't drink from the hose. It's 2000.
Drink from the hose.
Drink from the hose.
2025.
You can do it.
Ride your bike.
Ride the bike.
Ride the bike. Drink from the hose.
Maybe in the 90s and 80s and 70s you could drink from the hose. Not 2000.
They need to drink from the hose because if not, peanuts will not be a threat anymore. I'm telling you. Drink from the hose.
Drink from the hose. The peanut threat will go.
You drop a
down.
peanut in the school, it's like dropping a bomb in the city. Come on, man.
Come on.
A peanut? Seriously? A peanut?
For real. A Snickers
from
bar.
the hose.
A Snickers bar can take out an entire
drink from the hose,
entire
man.
classroom. Drink from the hose.
Drink from the hose.
If you were in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, drink from the hose. But
Drink
from
from the
like
hose.
2020s on, leave that hose alone.
Oh, that drives me crazy.
So yeah, my thing is actual reality. Like go and play, go and use your imagination. Your imagination is one of the most incredible gifts you could ever have. And the minute you start to lose that, be a 45-year-old man that still believes in Santa Claus. I will love you to death for that, bro.
Yeah.
Like enjoy magic. Like have a good time. Enjoy magic, not just the card game. But like the actual, magic. It'd be fantastic. Like go and do things. Scuff up your knee. I remember we would walk around in shorts throughout all of New Haven. Me and my younger two, and our trophies were all the scrapes that we would have on our legs. For that was our
Battle
summer
scars.
trophies. Yeah, battle scars. Dope.
Yes.
So now, Preston, what do you have now that we have the playgrounds and outside?
I like both of your answers. I think they were the same answer in a way, but in different. Yeah, but I like both your answers. I'm gonna go for a more unhealthier option. Bring all the snacks under $2 to $3 again.
Yeah.
Bring back the 25-cent hug juices. Bring back the 25-cent chips. Bring back the 2-for-1 candy bars for $1. Bring back the 25-cent Chico sticks. Bring back the cheap snacks. Bring back when you can just give your kid $5 if he's lucky. $5. I was good with like $2. Go to the local corner store bodega. They will come back with a full bag and leave it alone for a long time. Bring that back and
25 cents now and later.
Your stock will go up. So yes, I'm going an unhealthier route, but it will save parents a lot of stress. So parents can just give them about $3, $4. They'll leave them alone for a couple hours, and then parents can get their mental health back. Bring back those snacks. Bring back the Hostess snacks that were 50 cents.
Those penny candies?
Bring those back.
A penny candy with $1? That's 100 pieces of joy right there. Oh my goodness!
And then you take them to school. Then you take them to school and you flip them for 2 cents a thing.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? Goodness. It works out so much better. When you show up, you're like, all right, I got $3. I'm gonna get a ton of fireballs and I'm gonna sell them for 10 cents a piece.
Yeah, they need that. They need
with
that
a $5 bill. With a $5 bill, I'm getting a sub, I'm getting a drink, and I'm getting a bunch of candy and some chips, and I'm good. $5. $5.
$5 when they got
$5 used to get 2 slices of pizza, a soda, and still have change to go get yourself some candy.
Yes,
bring back the dollar slices of pizza. Bring that.
Bring that back.
Bring that back. The dollar cheese slices. Bring that back.
Bring
Kids will
that
love
back
you forever.
You
will get rich.
Yeah, for real.
You will definitely get rich. Bring back the deli sandwiches. They're about like $2 to $3.
Oh yes, those are. Oh my goodness.
Remember when you used to get that's what cheese for $1.45?
Oh, it was the best. It was the best. And you had to pay extra for condiments.
I love that. Those were the good days. That was it. Our kids don't know. Don't know.
They don't know.
Definitely.
They really don't know.
If we all pull our voice for Jimmy Kimball, we can all pull our voice to have those.
Yes. Oh, I love that segue.
So what are our thoughts on Jimmy Kimball? And on WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven. I'm saying a little tag early because, a lot of us might go in on this subject because it may affect us as well, too.
I'm very brief about this subject
Okay, go
because,
ahead.
and I'm gonna tell you why I'm very brief about it. The cowardice that Disney showed for this whole thing, and the only reason why he's back is because of the almost $4 billion that they lost. If it wasn't for that, they would have caved and stayed, because they caved in the first place by even taking him off the air, right? But then when they saw how much money, this is how we know what's important to the House of Mouse. And for all of those people that and I'll be honest, I'm the only reason why I didn't cancel my membership. The only reason was because I I believe in supporting like some of the like I like a Riri Williams. I like a, you know what I mean? I like a Anthony Mackie. I like those artists that were able to do something on the House of Mouse and stuff and have some representation. If nothing else, there's a bunch of representation that exists there. But them caving because of the administration is a bunch of bull. I will not support that part. But and I in my own way, I did protest it. I didn't watch it for a couple of weeks. The only reason why I watched it recently is because I wanted to get through the Marvel Zombies. But as far as that goes, I'm still in opposite. I was considering like taking my stock because my stock took a nosedive for them. So I don't know. I just when we're at the place in our country where, and again, I hate political talk myself, but when we're at the place in our country where free speech is not respected, we have a legit problem. And that's what this whole thing was about. It was about stifling free speech. If, orange dictators decided to say whatever they want to say and nobody stifles him, I don't see why anybody else should be stifled. He is no better than anybody else. I don't care what you think your position is. You are the worst at your position. You are an embarrassment. You're a joke. But people allow you to say what you say. You have no right to tell anybody otherwise. That is unconstitutional, bottom line. That's my thought.
My thoughts. I know Easy gonna go in. I 1,000% agree what I'm gonna be brief too, but I 1,000% agree with what Professor just says. And it's not just the subscriptions that got hit, it's the theme parks too. The theme parks were at its lowest they've seen in years. So if you affect the parks, which make easily a couple billion every year around the world, not just the US, around the world, that says a lot. That says something. And there was a recent thread I seen. It said, our voice matters. We should put the same energy for Jimmy Kimmel with healthcare and other stuff that's affecting the country. And I 1,000% agree with that. But Easy, I'm gonna let you go with that.
All right. So let me tell you something. At the end of the day, for all those people who are trying to say that this is not a First Amendment freedom of speech aspect, the FCC threatened. The FCC threatened, period. They said we could do this the easy way or the hard way. That's a threat, and that's government involvement. That's how this becomes a First Amendment issue. Yes, there have been other situations like the Paula Deen situation where, the Food Network cut ties with Paula Deen because she liked to say the word that no one should ever say. That is a company that is representing themselves and staying away. And I'm not saying one way or the other. The government didn't say Paula Deen couldn't say that word, but the government said Jimmy Kimmel should be off air because he made a joke that pointed out that the truth, no matter how hard the right is looking for, the shooter of Charlie Kirk to be a left-wing nut bar, it's actually a right-wing groper that did it. That's the joke that got him shut down. Okay, I guess we have to cancel the show now because he talked about truth. I have a real issue with all of that. I have a real issue every time. I'm one of the people who canceled my Hulu. I canceled my Disney. I don't care. I'll go back to the days of being in college, and I will pirate. Just matey, I will pirate until the cows come home. Because that's just the way that it is. You know, I can do without. And there's going to be a lot more stuff that I'm doing without. You know, I'm going to be doing without Coca-Cola. You know, because you know they're calling ICE on some of their people. You know, I'm doing without a lot of things. You know, I don't shop at Target. I don't shop at Walmart. You know,
Same.
I don't eat McDonald's. You know, different type of things. And I will stab a son of a gun for a McDonald's strawberry shake. It's one of the best things in the history of the world. But if I can do without a McDonald's strawberry shake for the right and the freedom that this country deserves, I'm going to do without that shake. That is the little sacrifices that I can make for that bigger picture. And at the end of the day, you know, we've all read the poem. And when they came for me, no one was around. Stand up. Let your voice be heard. I'm not saying take it to the streets. I'm not saying get violent. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying stand up. Let your voice be heard. You know. But
every change through history comes by way of revolution. Gavin Newsom is a revolutionary. I'm sorry.
And also not a fan of the LGBTQ and trans community. The guy said some really shady things. I said shady. I almost slipped, but I said shady. So but there's no such thing as a perfect candidate.
That's true.
There's just someone that's going to get you a little bit closer to your ideal,
right?
And that's what you want to go for. So again, you know, Newsom is doing some phenomenal PR work right now, and I appreciate it. And he's at least standing up when other people are rolling over. I'm looking at you, Chuck Schumer.
And that's why I appreciate him. Again, I'm not 100% on board with him completely, but the stuff that he's doing is stuff that every blue state should be doing. It's standing up and saying no, we're not doing this. We're not. We believe in science. We believe in in unity. Again, it's hard because this whole thing that struck Jimmy Kimmel and other people that are in media, the firing of Don Lemon, and all these things that have been happening. It's all the result of speaking truth. And when truth is silenced, that affects what we're doing, like right now. Right? That affects what we're doing because, yes, we are very opinionated about things that, and things of pop culture and stuff that we like and stuff like that and nerddom and blurredom. Yes. However, when we're not allowed to speak truth, we're not allowed to be, have our opinions and stuff. That is a genuine problem. That is a genuine problem. Because my thing is, I want to be on the right side of history always. Right? I've lost friends because of political things. Like, I never thought in all of my years that I would have to unfriend or stop talking to someone because of something political. Right? Because of something, and again, I have no problem somebody having an opinion and having their own point of view. That's fine. But when you're not respecting it, when you're not respecting other people's point of view, like not for nothing. I'm not going to say anything that, will get us in trouble. I promise, Preston.
No, please do. Because I probably will.
But that incident that happened with that guy, I don't care. Yeah. If you speak a certain way, we're all responsible for our speech, right? And what we say. And having free speech, and this is it. Having free speech is also saying that I stand on this and I'm responsible for whatever the consequences of it after that. Because I'm standing on it and I'm being honest that this is my stance, right? you're not getting a pass
Mm-hmm.
if your speech is hate. You're not
Mm-hmm.
getting a pass because this is your stance. This is your stance. So you have to understand anything that comes from that stance, you've asked for it. You've
Mm-hmm.
asked for it. Respectfully, you've asked for it. So feeling sorry for somebody that asked for something that is speeching that is talking hate speech and is talking racist speech. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Anybody that you've asked for whatever you get. So do I feel sorry about it? No. Do I feel sorry for the people that is, allied with him? No. Do I feel sorry
Mm-hmm.
for his friends and family? No, I don't. Because you knew you knew. You knew what was happening. You knew
Mm-hmm.
what was being said. You knew the stance. You were a part of this. So, again, Jimmy Kimmel's stance and other people's stance that have spoken up about it, I agree with them. I agree with them. Am I going to talk negative about it? I don't have to. I don't have to. All he's done it all himself,
Mm-hmm.
and he got what he got. Bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
So, that being said, when it gets to the point where we even have to have this conversation, that we have to even cross these lines and draw our own line in the sand and say that we want to be able to protect free speech. We want to be able to speak our mind and have an opinion, right? Whenever that is in danger, there's a real problem in our country. There's a
Mm-hmm.
real solid problem in our country. Again, we have a person that is representing our country, making us all look bad to the rest of the
Horrible.
world, making all of us look bad to we just from his last run,
Mm-hmm.
we just repaired relations with the rest of the world and now it's
Barely.
ruined again and even
Mm-hmm.
worse. So
Yeah.
again, and all of that comes from him being allowed to speak freely
Mm-hmm.
and do whatever unchecked, violating the Constitution even.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
again, this is a legitimate threat to what we're doing right now.
Agreed.
And it's sad because I don't want to have to worry about how I say things or what I say. But I also have common sense. I also am not a racist. I'm
Mm-hmm.
also on the right side of history.
Mm-hmm.
So again, sometimes sometimes change comes by way of revolution.
Mm-hmm.
And if taking a stance and saying I'm not following that script, I'm not I'm not staying friends with people who are okay with that. I'm not friends with people who are ignoring it like it's not happening. I
Mm-hmm.
don't need to be friends with those people because this is affecting my children's and my children's lives in the
Mm-hmm.
future. So if I don't take a stand, if I don't say something, if I don't right, if I don't put on put on blinders and act like I don't, if I look at it the way it is and I address it the way it is and I speak truth about it, I have nothing to worry about. I have nothing to
Mm-hmm.
worry about because here's the thing about revolution. Revolution is less about a violent act. It's more about giving other people permission to do something that they've always
Right.
wanted to do. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's just speaking up.
Right.
That's it.
And sometimes it's April 26, 1992. There was a riot in the street selling, where were you?
Sometimes,
I'm,
bro.
I'm just saying.
Sometimes.
Let's go back in time. If you go back in time, which bad movies will you watch again and why?
I love bad movies. I love bad movies. So I'm gonna say I'm watched the entire Trauma catalog. And if you are not familiar with the Trauma catalog, I feel so bad for you. Go home and watch Tromeo and Juliet right now. You will be massively disgusted, irritated, and it is so good. It is so good. Toxic Avenger. We're about to see the Toxic Avenger back on the big screen,
I'm
but I'm
excited for
talking
that.
about the original Toxic Avenger, where the sci-fi budget was a good $2.50, and it was amazing to watch, and to watch heads explode, was just glorious. So I'm going to say I'm going to watch the entire Trauma catalog, and I'm going to watch it as many times as humanly possible.
Easy. What is your bad movie Mount Rushmore? Movies that you will never see again.
Movies that the funny thing is for me, a lot of those movies that I'll never see again aren't necessarily bad movies. They're just movies that like one I might not have ever seen because they were
Terrible of
too
the terrible.
the terrible. For me, honestly, it's going to be like a Titanic.
Okay.
It's been overplayed. So many people have seen it. It has become part of pop culture, and it is something that I would never, ever, 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 ever see. But then on the bad movie side, the movies that I'll never see again, that I can't believe I wasted 2.5 hours of my life
That's what I'm looking
watching.
for.
Yeah, no, I got you. Master of Disguise is by far is like three
I like that
of
movie.
them. No, well, that's
I
fine.
hated that movie.
This movie was horrible.
Turtle.
Turtle, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. And then we see
I
him run.
hated
Then
that.
we see him run for Congress, and but no, it to me it was one of the worst movies out there. And again, I can't believe I sat through that type of thing. And you want to know something? I see a lot more with like kids movies because a lot of the stuff. Like I wouldn't let my kids watch a movie unless I sat down and watched it first. So I've watched a lot of children's movies for no apparent reason. And it's been like, wow, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in the history of dumb things. There was a TV series that became a movie where the sidekick for Captain Man, I think that was by far one of the worst movies I've ever seen. The Captain Man series. So yeah, that's got to be up there too. And that's going to be my Rushmore because that's three heads for
Got the
for
fourth one.
I have to have my fourth one.
Mount Rushmore has 4.
Yeah, I know. Well, I CM Punk actually converted it. Technically, it's 6 because we've culturally appropriated Mount Rushmore. But there were 6, or no, there were 5. There were 5 spirit heads that used to be run those mountains.
Stop stalling time.
Oh, word. Sorry. I think the other absolutely horrible movie would be the one with Hawkeye going through the grim fairy tales. I forgot the name of the movie.
It's so funny. I actually like that one.
Yeah, it just
It was Hansel and Gretel. It was Hansel and Gretel.
Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah,
it was so stupid and awful, but
that's what I'm saying. It was stupid and awful, and I didn't like it.
Oh my goodness, I love that movie so much because it was so stupid and campy and the main witch, she was too hot to really be a threat. It was it was awful but great at the same time. Oh my god.
If I go back in time and watch a bad movie again and why, it'll be Kung Pao Enter the Fist.
I love that movie.
Oh, I love that
That's
movie.
one of my favorite bad movies. It was a bad movie, but it was so good. It was so good. It was purposely made to be bad, but it was so good at the same time. So that's one of my favorite.
That fight scene with the cow was classic. And did the whole Matrix book thing. Oh my god, I love that movie.
Did you guys watch Kung Fu Soccer?
Yes, I love those movies.
I didn't get a chance to see it. I gotta see it.
Oh, dude, you gotta see Kung Fu Soccer.
Yeah, I heard it was really good.
Way the Fist, Kung Fu Soccer is way.
Everybody tells me that too.
Yeah, Kung Fu Hustle.
So parallel. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll love Kung Fu.
Kung Fu Soccer.
Shaolin Soccer.
Shaolin Soccer. Kung Fu Hustle.
Yeah. Oh my god, brilliant movies.
Yeah.
Brilliant movies.
My Mount Rushmore of bad movies that I'll never see again. The recent Flash.
Good pick.
That was a good pick.
Michael B. Jordan, Fantastic Four.
Good pick.
Something I'll never see again. It pains me to say this because I love Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy, but Batman and Robin, Mr. Freeze was done a disservice.
Good pick.
Yeah.
Good pick.
Yeah.
And his last one, I hate to say this. I gotta go with X3, X-Men United. I wasn't crazy
That's
about
fair.
that one.
That's fair.
I
That's
wasn't
fair.
crazy about that one. I don't rush to
They
see
just
it.
jammed it all together.
Yeah.
Fair.
X3, X-Men United
Yeah,
was
yeah.
that wasn't my cup of tea. X2, classic. But
Hmm.
X3, I can watch all the other X-Men's except for that one. So those are my four I'll never ever see again.
Nice.
Professor,
I love how they're all comic book movies too.
Yeah.
if you can go back in
Um,
time, which bad movie would you watch again and why?
Vampire in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Love
man.
that movie.
I am 100% with that.
Yes.
And I would watch it again because I need like fresh 2025 eyes on it.
Hmm.
Because back then I loved it because anything that Eddie Murphy touched, I wanted to see it,
Right.
regardless of whether or not it was going to be a good movie. As long as he was in it, I wanted to laugh and I wanted to
Yep.
see it. But thinking about like I've been thinking about this movie because when I was doing homework, I was like, that movie was awful. It was awful. But I kind of wanted to see it again because I'm thinking about different scenes and different things that was happening in the movie, and I would love to see it again, just to make sure that it is as bad as I remember it being. But respectfully, I just wanted to see anything Eddie Murphy did.
Right.
So yeah, so that would be one movie that I would definitely go back to. And that is like my first face on my Mount Rushmore as well.
Mm.
Vampire in Brooklyn. My second one is Centipede Man.
Centipede Man.
That was
Okay.
awful. It was awful. It
Okay.
was disgusting. No, thank you. Um, my third one on my list, and you probably never saw it. I don't think many people did, except for maybe a few people in Japan, was the live action Gotcha Man. I've been a fan of Gotcha Man for since I discovered it was Battle of the Planets was a ripoff of Gotcha Man, and I started watching it back then. And I actually own the box set of all of the episodes, and it's amazing. But when the live action one, because I've been wanting this since I was a kid, when the live action movie came out, I was so excited. I was like,
Mm.
"This, we're gonna see what we're gonna see." It was garbage,
Hmm.
garbaggio. It was super trash. You can't even get like the capes right. Like, really, we can't have like wings looking capes. We gotta have like Superman capes. Seriously, we're gonna
Hmm.
do that? And the characters were like, it was awful. It was
Yeah.
awful. Um, you couldn't even like you had like you had a phoenix, but like
Hmm.
you couldn't do anything right. Like seriously, not one thing, not one thing. We couldn't do one thing.
Yeah.
Really? It was trash. I was so
That's why we can't have nice things.
right. Like I was so disappointed. It was like if you're gonna do one thing right, do Gotcha Man right. Like
Right.
you couldn't do it, so it was highly disappointing. Now my other on my Mount Rushmore, nobody probably saw this movie. Probably me and some other people. Star Crash, 1978. This was supposed to be this Italian company that were doing movies.
Hmm.
Everybody was on the Star Wars thing.
Right. Right.
Like we're gonna make Battlestar Galactica was like they
Hmm.
wanted to like compete with Star Wars. But this Italian movie company created this movie called Star Crash, which was supposed to be their direct competition to the Star Wars franchise. And there was this actor named Marjo Gortner, and he was wild. His character acting was this half cyborg character that was like he was protecting the main character and the main character's girlfriend who he was trying to save, and he was funny because I really I thought it was dope back then. That one scene, he had one scene the entire movie where he pulled out a lightsaber. Now, mind you,
Mm.
they called it a laser sword, but he
Yeah.
pulled out a
Of course.
lightsaber and he was fighting these like kind of robots and stuff that looked just like stormtroopers, and he was like lighting them up. It was pretty dope that one scene, but the rest of the movie, for the rest of the I don't know how many minutes this movie was, I don't remember. The trash, the sound effects, it was possibly the worst sci-fi movie I've ever seen in my life. It was
Nice.
awful. It was awful.
Nice.
Even that one scene, if it wasn't for that one scene, and the scene is like kind of smack dab in the middle of the movie.
Of
So
course it
when
is.
you get to that scene and you're like, oh snap, this is the first dope thing that's happened in the movie. You're thinking that something else is gonna happen. No, Acton is killed like shortly thereafter, so you get nothing else after the rest of the movie.
Oh,
What
nice.
a waste of time. Super trash. So that made it to my Mount Rushmore. Absolutely.
But Vampire in Brooklyn, you like, but you'll never see again. I just want to make
Never
sure
ever.
that
Never
that
never.
about
I wanted I
Rushmore's
wanted
valid.
to. I wanted to,
Okay.
but it's now on my list
Yep.
of I'll never see it again.
Okay. Speaking of waste of time, overrated, underrated, waste of time. Board games to close the show out.
Mm. Mm.
Overrated for me, Monopoly. There's too many of them. There's a lot of variations. Monopoly is definitely my overrated one. Underrated. I don't know if you guys may have played this. It was popular in my childhood, or it could have been back in the day. I'm good to be corrected. It was a little game called Trouble.
Mm-hmm.
That's your underrated?
Trouble is my underrated.
Okay.
Trouble is definitely my underrated. My waste of time. It was hard because I don't have any gripes with board games. I haven't really, my waste of time. It wasn't popular for me, but I don't want it to be extinct from the world. It can be fun at times. I say Scrabble. I wasn't really a
Okay.
fan of Scrabble. That
Okay.
wasn't like really my go-to. It was mainly like for my grandparents, and it was for the elders. The
Mm.
functions was Scrabble.
I see
But
that. I see that.
Scrabble is not really for me. I don't mind playing it, but for me, it's not the catch me out.
Right.
So I'm playing it safe with my picks. But you guys can go ahead. Easy, Professor. I'm gonna pass the mic to you.
I'll go first because my overrated is this game called Pictionary because not everyone can draw. And for those who are like myself, drawing incompetent, the game is not fun, and it only points out that you can't draw, and it hurts your feelings. So I don't like that game at all. So we're gonna say that game is overrated. Underrated. There's actually this game called Mousetrap. I don't know if you guys have ever played it.
That was my favorite game back in the
Oh, it
day.
was so cool because you had to build the structure
Yes.
and then catch the mouse.
Yes.
So I love the way that it got you to sideways think and the different kind of construction aspect of it. I don't know if I've ever actually played a game all the way through, but I've definitely built the mousetrap and got it to work. So I will say that is, and now my waste of time is actually your overrated, P. It's Monopoly. And the main reason why, it's the only game that can start off all nice and calm and end with you screaming at your grandmother, calling her a cheating whore.
I never had arguments with Monopoly.
Oh, but it's been
I
bad.
never did.
It's been
never
bad.
did.
It's a part of the game.
Tables flip.
It is
I
a part
had-
of the game.
I had arguments with spades, Uno.
I've
but
wiped the
Monopoly.
table.
No, I never.
Oh yeah,
was
just
never,
flip the table.
I never got. I see
Oh, yeah.
fights, but I
Oh,
never
yeah.
gotten into a
Oh
fight with
yeah. Oh
Monopoly.
no, it's
I
bad.
got into a
It's
fist
bad.
fight over Monopoly.
I never
yeah.
I seen people fight and argue over it, but I haven't seen the extreme ever.
Oh no, I've
life.
seen the board flip. I think I finished like 3 Monopoly games in my history of Monopoly. I don't think because sooner or later you either are done with the game or like, look, I can't freaking play this game anymore. I'm just done. You win. Or you go, quick, whoever has the most amount of cash now has won the game because you've already wasted 3.5 weeks of your life trying to play one freaking game. And again, you've caught your grandmother taking money from the bank, and you're not quite sure why, but you've realized that your grandmother cheats. It's bad.
Okay, those are your picks.
Those are my picks.
It.
Thank you,
Professor.
So Monopoly was my overrated.
Okay.
And you're right. The reason why it's too many iterations of it.
Yeah, so many bit. Yeah.
It's gotten out of control.
Mhm.
We get it. We get it. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Even at Monopoly Go, I was stuck on that thing daily. And when I discovered that you cannot actually beat it, they keep adding levels and stuff. Because I'm one of those, I want to play the game and then finish it and be done with it
Right.
and move on to something else. When I discovered that that is not what's gonna happen, I was like, all right, well, I need to now delete this game off my because if I'm never gonna be able to beat it,
Right.
I'm
Yeah,
not
there's
gonna be
no reason
wasting
to
my
play.
time
Yeah.
trying to you right. So
Yeah.
so that's one game, Monopoly. Yeah, it's out of here. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. Done with it. My underrated is Scrabble.
Mm.
But I changed it. I changed it because I started thinking about my childhood, and there was this game called Shoots and Ladders.
Oh, I
Mm.
remember shooting
That was a good
ladder.
game. That
Oh,
was a
I
really good
Love
love
game.
that
shooting
game.
ladder game.
I love that game so much, and it just besides the nostalgia that it brings, it was such a cool idea.
Mm-hmm.
So Shoots and Ladders is my underrated, absolutely, and for my waste of time, Battleship. Battleship.
I agree with you.
Oh.
I agree with you.
My brother used to cheat on that game so much.
I
Yeah,
agree with you.
yeah,
It's easy to cheat. It gets
yeah,
So
repetitive. It
easy to
gets
cheat.
tedious.
that's what I
Yeah,
like. That's the thing,
yeah.
though. That's what I liked about the game. The game was it was so easy to cheat. You know,
Oh,
you
I
just had to
hated that
pivot
so
your ship.
much.
You're fine.
You can switch stuff without people
Yeah,
looking.
Yeah,
Like,
I,
yeah,
and
it was
I'm like, Johnny, do the right thing. You know what I mean? And
right, right.
I'm like, literally, oh, you sank my battleship. I how easy it was to cheat in that game, and it's
Oh
like,
yeah,
Yeah.
all
you
right,
just you sit with your what the best way to play Battleship is to sit across the table with someone but have a mirror behind them.
mm.
Oh yeah, that's the best one.
I'd be like,
That's true.
thank your battleship, thank that battleship. It's not my fault. You didn't look before you sat down.
Oh, I hated that game so much. Like I remember tossing that game. Like I would like fold it up and just toss it around across the room. I hated that game so much. And I wanted to love it because I thought it was, I remember you sank my battleship. Those commercials were cool. So that
Yeah.
was one game that I really, really wanted to like. But as the reality is, it's supposed to be like teaching you strategy and
Mhm.
right. No, it teaches you how to cheat. That's all it teaches you. No, thank you.
That's strategy.
So no, thank you. That
That
game.
that's what my people call strategy. Thank you.
Yeah. So that is those are my picks. Oh,
I respect everyone's picks, and I respect everyone listening on WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven. Myself, Preston, Long Island Rays, Elm City Made, Mr. EZ BlueZ, and it wouldn't be three nerds venting without him, the OG Blurred himself, supervillain to many, superhero to the ones that matter, the professor. We thank you so much on WNHHLP 103.5 FM New Haven.
Wondering what to write about, trying to figure out what it's all about. Existentialist, am I worth anything or just a scout? I don't know.